I'll make sure I throw her in the water next time I see her.
She can go in the water, but she can't stay in the water.
No, I'll hold her down. You're listening to Chicagoland's finest podcast, featuring the Gorehound,
Well, because I'm bringing us in.
Jen,
I mean, it's horrifying because,
Cousin Charles, and Nick. I know. I thought I was going to screw it up again. It's time for the all-new Culture Cast, starting now. I'm Nick.
I'm a Kiwi.
And this is the all-new Culture Cast. And this week we're doing something very special. It's Shark Week on, what channel is Shark Week on?
Discovery?
Okay, I couldn't remember. I guess it's its 30th anniversary of Shark Week. I thought I heard that on the radio a couple weeks back. But in honor of that, we are going to be doing a bunch of mini episodes covering the Jaws series. Starting tonight with our first episode, actual Jaws. So we're not going to have our normal various subtopics or not or features or anything like that. Yeah, the segments. It's going to talk purely about the world of Jaws. And Kiwi, you're the one who actually introduced me to Jaws. What's your history with Jaws?
Was I the first person to show you Jaws?
I have seen like bits and pieces, but I never really saw it all the way through prior to us watching it together.
Oh. I don't know, it's just one of those movies I happened to watch one day on TV and I just fell in love with it and I watched it over and over and over and the rest is history.
So, when did you first see Jaws? If you remember?
I was probably in my early 20s. I might have seen bits and pieces before that, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Not that exciting, I guess.
No magical story or anything like that. So, the Jaws movie we're talking about, like there's any other ones, but we're talking about tonight the classic 1975? 75?
It is.
Yeah, 75.
75.
June 20th, 1975. Steven Spielberg, which was his first like mainstream big movie that got him on the map. Like before this, Steven Spielberg was just some guy, and this made him like a real bona fide Hollywood director. Many people also consider Jaws to be the very first summer blockbuster in the way that we know them now.
You're on the same article that I am.
No, I'm not. I mean, I knew this stuff from prior discussions. But what article? What does the article you're reading say?
The same things. It says 40 facts, but I can only find 20. I don't know how to get to a second page, so
The shark ate it.
apparently.
Fun fact: the shark's name is not actually Jaws. I don't think the shark.
What is it?
I don't think it has a name. It's just people refer to the shark as Jaws because it's easier to say it that way. Yeah, kicked off a huge movie, huge franchise, I guess, that of diminishing returns that we'll talk about later on. So, Kiwi, do you want to give like a rundown about Jaws? Like, what's the basic premise, as if people didn't know?
Before that, I would just like to say that in honor of the podcast, I have special coffee called Shark Bite, and I'm brewing it for the first time. It's buttered rum flavor. It is a little intense, I'd have to say.
Just like a shark bite would be, I'd imagine. See what I did
yeah,
there?
yeah. I mean, Jaws is, shark terrorizes a beach town, essentially, and, like, oh, no, it's not a shark. Yeah, it's a shark.
That's the whole movie. Good night, everyone. The it's weird to think of this movie as a blockbuster because, like, today when you think of like summer blockbuster, you think of your Avengers with lots of explosions and CGI and big name movie stars and everything. And like Jaws, well, it had big names for the time: Roy Schneider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss. It it's so different from what a blockbuster is today. It's much more of a slow burn. Like you barely see that shark, and the action scenes in the film are few and far between. Um, the film really takes its time to develop its characters between the sheriff, the scientist, and the crazy sea guy, which I think is the three men really play these characters well and really play off of one another well because they're very very different types of characters that just kind of work together as a team.
Hmm. I mean, I know it's not like the action-packed like Jaws, but it's very suspenseful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're on your edge. You see like dun dun. I mean, you hear that music and you just it starts to give you the creeps a little bit.
Shit's going down. Um, the many people consider the movie like I'm sorry, not action, a horror film, which is unfortunate that Gorehound couldn't be here today. He's too busy working. But because I'd be curious to see what his response would be as Jaws as a horror film. I don't know. What do you think of the horror aspects of Jaws there?
I don't think it's a horror film. I would say it's more like suspense and action.
Yeah. Have you read this is based on a book by Peter Benchley. Have you read the book?
Surprisingly, no, I haven't. And I tried looking, and I didn't find the library had an electronic copy of it, so I might have to see if they have a real copy of it, because I would be curious in reading the novel.
I guess from what I've heard, and I don't know, I haven't read it either, but I guess the the book is fairly close, or the movie is fairly close to the book. But I guess the book had some really bizarre elements that supposedly Hooper had an affair with Sheriff Brody's wife, which seems very strange because in the movie those two characters don't even interact. I don't think. Um,
Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to have to correct you. He doesn't go by sheriff, he goes by chief.
Chief, sorry,
Chief.
Chief. I
Chief.
apologize.
You should be.
Where he has his like shirt off for half the movie while he's at work for no apparent reason.
Oh my God, you would never get away with it now. I mean, it's definitely of an era, right in the mid-70s, the short shorts, walking around with your shirt open,
The casual
I think
smoking.
the casual smoking, and they're like giving the kids coffee, and I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
not the kids don't drink coffee now, but it's not the norm, I would say, or it shouldn't be anyway.
Funny fact about Peter Benchley. Apparently, he wrote some of the early screenplays for the Jaws movie before, obviously being rewritten by others. But I guess he was really involved with trying to get this thing made. But yeah, I mean, this is a solid flick. I mean, I think that there's definitely a lot of good in it. At sometimes when I first saw it with you, I was kind of that middle stretch of the movie is tough to get through when they first go on the boat and try to hunt down the shark because man, not a lot happens. It's just kind of them wading in the water or whatnot. But um, or maybe I was just in the wrong mindset. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not bored by the movie. It always adds suspense. I mean, this is a movie that made people afraid to go in the water. And they actually have a phobia for fear of underwater.
Hmm.
And I can't even pronounce it. It's thalassophobia.
That works.
And I actually am related to someone who I think has this phobia.
Yeah, I know I'm in the minority on that one because I think the reason this movie really works and has stayed and has been highly regarded compared to the sequels is that it really focuses on the character development. Each of these three characters are very well developed. They have, in Quint's case, a very interesting backstory. Didn't he have like something where he was uh, that served in World War II and his boat sunk and it was attacked by sharks or something like that?
Oh shoot! No, I don't know if I don't think it was attacked by sharks, but it sank, I think, and
What?
people had a hard time getting out of it.
Okay, I thought the sharks came at them after it sank, and like because they were waiting in the water there for like a week or something for them to be rescued. Maybe
Oh well, that might be true, but I don't think it like attacked.
no, 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 no. I think it was just a what do you call it? Just a random army attack. Yeah, that's the
Man,
official word.
as someone who's seen the movie many times, I can't believe I don't know that actual answer. But yeah, you're talking about when he was on the boat and referring to his tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They're all laughing, and I enjoy that song that they start singing before the shark attacks the boat.
How'd it go? Sing
Are
us
you
a few
trying to get me
bars.
to sing it?
Yes, yes, I am.
I can't.
Sure you can. I'll one and a two and a.
I'm drunk and I'm tired and I want to go home. Do do do. That's all. No, I'm good.
Were those the actual lyrics, or did you just make them up?
They're very close to the lyrics. I'm tired and I'm drunk and I want to go home. Do do do.
Uh,
Something like that.
it almost sounds the way you're singing. It almost sounds like the Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Although I guess all the Toys R Us kids have grown up. Um, I can't take credit for that. I'm quoting that meme that you showed me the other week.
Yeah.
Um, it's interesting that when they're on the boat, that they get like trashed a couple of times because they're trying to chase a shark that can clearly eat a whole boat. You think you want to be, uh, you know, your wits about you a little bit more.
You know, I love how they think the sharks actually attack the boat. You know, the chief's wife was like, "Oh, it's okay if they go in the water," and then she sees the book of the shark attacking the boat, and suddenly her child has to get out of the boat, and there's so many false information in this movie.
Oh
And
yeah,
actually, the great white is not the most deadly shark.
yeah, and them attacking humans is like almost next to 0% of them actually doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people have been bit by the great white, but I think the bull shark and the tiger shark are more likely to attack humans than
Yeah,
the great white.
that's not as scary. You need that. You
Yeah,
need the
yeah.
scary thing. Apparently, I've heard that like biologists or people who study sharks or whatever really hated this movie because of the
The misinterpretation.
yeah, like what was it on the Wikipedia article? It talks I think a little bit about that. But yeah, it's funny how I mean, you gotta think at the end of the day, this is just a movie. It's not meant to be realistic. It's just meant to be a thriller, and this is the vehicle they decided to do it with. I mean, people can't get too worked up over it. I mean, let people enjoy things.
I do want to, okay, in today's world, if there was a shark attack, don't you think that they would close down the beach willingly? This is a beach town, like, oh, we can't close down the waters, even though clearly someone was attacked by a shark.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the central premise or the central conceit of the movie is that the idiot mayor is like, oh, we can't shut the beaches down. We need to get the money. And of course, in two movies in a row, spoilers for Jaws 2, he's like, nah, we're fine. We're good. Um, the Ghostbusters reboot a couple of years ago, one of my favorite jokes in that movie is Andy Garcia, who played the mayor of New York, um, got visibly angry when someone compared him to the mayor in Jaws. It's like, never compare me to the mayor in Jaws! Because the Ghostbusters were trying to warn him about a ghost or something, and he's like, oh, it's fine. I just thought that was so funny because it was such a bizarre thing to say. But I'm trying to think. I should have made notes before we went into this.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the movie?
Um, I did like the beginning. Oh, we're getting something. Hang on. All right. Looks like we have a brand new visitor for us. We're Cuz decided to drop in. Hey, Cuz.
Hello. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, good. Sounds like you're underwater, so this is perfect for tonight's topic. The Kiwi and I have been discussing the first Jaws movie here for a little bit, and I forgot, Kiwi. What were you talking about right before Cuz dropped in on us?
I was asking you what your favorite part of the movie or scene,
Oh,
your choice.
I don't know if I have a favorite part, but I do like in the last third when they're doing all the traps, trying to like tag the shark and everything. I thought some of the stuff they were doing was inventive. I mean, there's like I don't know if there's a scene that I like for sure, but there's like a lot of good little bits. Like of course we're going to need a bigger boat, and when Hooper crushes the the cup, I always thought that was
Which
kind of
was
fun.
ad-libbed.
I think both of them were ad libbed, weren't they?
I it might have. I think Shaw's was in there to crush the can, and I think Dreyfus took upon himself to crush the coffee cup.
Mm.
I think.
Cuz, what about you? You're kind of joining late to the party. What did you think of Jaws, the first one?
Well, before this kind of culture cast special, I actually had seen the first. I actually have seen the first Jaws movie before this. Shocker. I like I said, I really like it. It's. I don't necessarily if I would call Jaws my like a favorite movie or anything like that, but definitely one that I usually do enjoy. Like if it's on TV or if I'm watching it. I mean, classic through and through. Can't really argue against it. Like I said, not re- like I said, I know a lot of people say it's a horror film, but I mean, horror by I assume 1970 standard. By today's standard, it's pretty tame, but it's again just the characters that really keep that movie afloat.
Yeah, that's what the Kiwi and I were talking about a little earlier on whether this would be a horror film, and it's definitely suspenseful, definitely a thriller, maybe not so much horror, and as you put, definitely not by today's standards, but yeah, definitely suspenseful because you're like, oh, when's the shark going to pop up? And like Spielberg knew when to make that shark appear, and it was effective. Like when the chief is throwing the food into the water and his head is turned and the shark just pops up and he turns around and he's like, ah! It's a genuine surprise.
And I will say there were a few moments because I watched this one and the second one with Megan. There were a few moments I actually did that were I think when Brody and Hooper they're out on the boat at night looking just kind of they're on Hooper's boat and they find that like sunken vessel and the body just like pops into frame. That actually that definitely got, like I said, that got me a little bit, and Megan was actually I actually saw her jump a bit. So there's still some effective scares, but it's definitely not meant to, like a lot of modern horror I would say is definitely meant to be more psychological or disturb. But it's definitely not that. It's a different type of scare, but it's more about just it's like a haunted house like Boo or something like that. But it's still effective.
Yeah. I would say it's very tough to talk about a movie that is respected and loved as much as it is. Um, this film, I don't know what people could really say about it after what, like 30 years? No, 40 years. 40 years.
I would say it's been over 40.
Yeah, that's a weird. To me, 70s being 40 years ago is a weird thought for me. I don't know why it is. It just is a weird thought for me.
You know, it's also weird that is that our parents were like teenagers when this movie came out.
Yours maybe, mine were a little older, but yeah, they were.
Oh, well, yeah, never mind. I guess mine would have been teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like the time, though.
Yeah, and this movie would definitely be targeted. That they were the crowd that this movie was trying to target. So let's because we're getting kind of longer here, and I'm not sure what else we could say, but a couple things I want to bring up is that the legacy of this movie, besides the sequels, which we'll get to later on this week, but like it's been so parodied so much in pop culture. Like I love the Bob's Burger episode where they lampoon Jaws because Teddy is afraid of like a mechanical shark that was in a Jaws type movie years ago. Do you remember this one, Kiwi?
I mean, it kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember the details of it.
There's The Onion, and cuz I don't know how often you follow The Onion, but The Onion has had a couple within the last few years, some hilarious Jaws parodies. In that, one of their regular video features is like a retro, the Onion Film Standard, and they did a retro review on Jaws, and the review went over how Jaws is an allegory for Sheriff Brody trying to come out of the closet, and his homosexuality is being manifested as a great white shark, and it's so ridiculous. I mean, it's meant to be over the top and funny, but it's just like. It's very, very funny. And another Onion thing talked about how the original theme to Jaws was this like luau type song with a Jamaican like "Go away, little fishy, we don't want you here in Amity," and they changed it at the last minute, which is why the Jaws theme is so simple because that's literally the only how much time they had to write it.
That's pretty good.
I was amused. What things come to your mind of things that Jaws have been parodied or lampooned or affectionately referred back to?
I can think of I think in didn't they do in like a Caddyshack where it's like the pool day where they have like 1 hour in the pool and I think when they drop in the baby Ruth and everybody thinks it's a turd. I think they use like a play on the Jaws theme. I'm almost roll the clip, but I'm like 90% certain that there's like a parody of the Jaws theme. And that movie was only like Caddyshack probably came out like
about 5 years after Jaws.
5 years, okay. But yeah, I think a lot of movies usually reference it, especially if it's like a lot of comedies usually reference it. I would say,
Yeah.
more or less.
Didn't they parody or reference Jaws on SNL with the debate between Trump and Hillary?
Oh yeah, because in one of the debates, like Trump was like weirdly following Hillary around, and then SNL they made it more like Jaws. I think they had like similar music playing.
Yeah.
There's also Back to the Future where Jaws 19.
Jaws 19.
Shark still looks fake. But
the fun fact that I want to contribute is that supposedly Spielberg and George Lucas made a bet because they thought each other's movies were going to make more money. And, of course, George Lucas' Star Wars grossed more money than Jaws. And I think Spielberg gets a cut of the profit still to this day.
Of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Good for him. You know, I know he's hurting, so this is good money for him to get. No, but if that is true, that is pretty funny. Do you guys remember? And we gotta wrap this up here a little bit here because we're going on a little bit longer than we'd be planning. But do you guys remember about 10 years ago? It was a commercial for, I think, Hostess, those snack cakes with like the chocolate cake with like the white little frosting design on top, like the squiggle line. And there was it takes place. There's a woman in the water where she's in an inner tube, and
Oh, yeah.
and her shirt, it's a black swimsuit, but she has like the white design, and the shark comes up and like boots her up in the air, and the shark's like, "Where's the cream filling?" Because she looked like the cake.
I remember that.
I
I
thought
think
that
I
was funny.
vaguely remember. I think I vaguely remember seeing that as a kid.
Yeah, you depending on when it came out, you would have been probably pretty young at the time, but yeah, I remember it was like 10 to 15 years ago. But yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, I looked up the bet. I just want to clarify. Apparently, it was a $40 million bet.
Oh, so he doesn't get the profits; he just got $40 million.
Yeah, and I'm not going to, I guess, read all the details of it because maybe it was a certain percent that equated to, but it said George Lucas lost a $40 million bet to Steven Spielberg over Star Wars. So it's true.
You know, it's funny. $40 million in the '70s. What would be that today?
Oh, man.
Mm.
Wow, 40 million. The budget for Jaws was 9 million. Yeah, Spielberg made got a good deal out of that one. But alrighty. Well, I think we're going to wrap up this episode of Jaws. We're doing mini episodes this week, people. So the one of you that follows this show, don't be thrown off. We're going back to an old school format. So tomorrow, we're going to be talking to you about Jaws 2, the sequel. So I'm Nick.
I'm Kiwi.
I'm cousin Charles.
And this has been the all-new Culture Cast. We will catch you later.
You've been listening to the all-new Culture Cast. Check out our blog at znculturecast.wordpress.com. Send us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback, comments, and requests. Follow us on social media. Theme music by bensound.com. The all-new Culture Cast, a saltwater production. Original material copyright 2018. Thanks for listening.
You better edit that out because that's not true.